Ladies and gentlemen, all right, listen up, because I'm about to drop some truth that could change your life. How many times have you walked away from a conversation feeling like people don't respect you? Like no matter what you say or do, someone finds a way to step all over you. It's frustrating, right? Now imagine if there was one simple thing you could do, just one, that would make sure nobody ever disrespects you again. No more feeling small, no more getting ignored, no more walking on eggshells. If you're ready to learn that secret, then stay with me, because what I'm about to share will give you the power to take control of your respect and keep it for good. Before anyone can truly respect you, you have to start by respecting yourself. That's the foundation, no shortcuts, no exceptions. You see, respect from others is like a reflection of the respect you hold for yourself. If you don't value who you are, if you don't treat yourself with kindness, firmness, and dignity, others will sense it. And when they sense it, they don't hesitate to take advantage. Respect is not something you beg for or demand from the outside world. It's something that grows from within, starting with your own self-worth. Respecting yourself means understanding your value. It means knowing what you deserve and refusing to settle for anything less. Too often, people let others treat them poorly because they haven't taken the time to set their own standards. They accept disrespectful behavior because they think they don't deserve better, or they're afraid to lose approval or affection. But here's the hard truth. If you don't respect yourself first, no one else will be forced to either. People test boundaries all the time, and if they find a weakness in how you see yourself, they will push those limits until they break you down. To respect yourself, you need to recognize your strengths and weaknesses honestly. Be proud of what you bring to the table, but also be willing to work on your flaws. Not because you're less than, but because you're committed to growing. Self-respect isn't arrogance, it's confidence mixed with humility. It's looking in the mirror and appreciating who you are without excuses or shame. When you own your story, your experiences, and your worth, you become unshakable in your presence. People notice that and they start treating you accordingly. Respecting yourself also means taking care of your mind, body, and emotions. It means saying no to things that drain you, no to toxic relationships, and no to habits that harm your well-being. When you prioritize your health and happiness, you're sending a clear message: you matter. This kind of self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Because when you're running on empty, when you're exhausted or anxious, your energy lowers and respect becomes harder to hold on to. On the other hand, when you're strong physically and mentally, you stand taller, think clearer, and act with purpose. That's the kind of energy people can't ignore. Part of respecting yourself is also learning to forgive yourself. Nobody's perfect. You're going to make mistakes, stumble, and face setbacks. But beating yourself up only lowers your value in your own eyes. And that's the worst kind of disrespect. Forgiveness means accepting that you're human and committing to move forward wiser and stronger. When you forgive yourself, you stop carrying the heavy weight of guilt and shame. You free up your energy to focus on what matters, growing into the person you want to be. Self-respect grows when you treat yourself with the same grace and understanding that you'd offer to a good friend. When you respect yourself, you naturally set boundaries. Boundaries are like guardrails protecting your peace and dignity. They tell others, this is how I expect to be treated. And guess what? People respect boundaries. They might test them at first, but if you hold firm, they learn that you mean business. Without boundaries, you're like an open door. People walk in and take what they want without consideration. Respecting yourself means closing that door on disrespect and making it clear what behavior is unacceptable. Respecting yourself also changes how you allow others to speak to you. Ever noticed how when you talk to yourself with kindness, you carry yourself differently? Your voice becomes steadier, your posture more confident. This internal dialogue shapes your external reality. If you constantly put yourself down or apologize for everything, you invite disrespect. But when you speak with respect and pride, even when correcting others or standing up for yourself, you command attention. People mirror the respect you show yourself. Another part of self-respect is being true to your values. It means standing up for what you believe in and not compromising your integrity to please others. When you live according to your values, your energy shifts. You become someone who can't be easily swayed or manipulated. Respect follows people who walk their talk and don't bend just to avoid conflict or gain approval. This doesn't mean you have to be rigid or inflexible, but it means knowing where you draw the line and sticking to it. Finally, respect for yourself helps you make better choices in life, whether it's in friendships, work, or love. When you value yourself, you don't settle for relationships that hurt you or jobs that drain you. You aim higher because you believe you're worth it. And the more you make decisions that honor your worth, the more people around you notice. They see you as someone who has standards, someone who won't tolerate disrespect or mistreatment. That reputation builds a protective shield around you, making it clear that disrespect is not welcome. In the end, respecting yourself is the cornerstone of never being disrespected again. It's the silent but powerful message you send to the world. I know my worth, and I expect you to treat me accordingly. When you live with self-respect, you stop begging for respect because it naturally comes your way. It transforms your relationships, your career, and your peace of mind. So if you want respect to follow you wherever you go, start here by loving, honoring, and respecting yourself first, because that's the one thing no one can take away from you, and it's the one thing that will make everyone else stand up and respect you too. Confidence is like an invisible armor you wear every day, whether you realize it or not. It's that energy, that feeling deep inside that says, I've got this, no matter what life throws at you. People can sense confidence the moment you walk into a room. It's magnetic. It pulls others toward you, and more importantly, it keeps disrespect at bay. When you stand tall, with your head held high and your heart steady, you give a clear message. You are not to be underestimated or treated poorly. Now, confidence doesn't mean you're perfect or that you never feel doubt. Everyone has moments of insecurity and fear. The difference is how you handle those feelings. Confident people don't let fear control their actions. They face their challenges head on, knowing that every step forward builds their strength. This courage creates a presence that commands respect. When you're confident, you don't need to prove yourself to anyone, and people pick up on that. They can tell you believe in your worth, so they're less likely to try to tear you down. Building confidence starts with mindset. It begins with how you talk to yourself inside your own head. If your internal dialogue is full of self-doubt and criticism, that energy leaks out in your actions and body language. On the other hand, if you fill your mind with encouragement and positive affirmations, your confidence grows. It's not about being arrogant or thinking you're better than others. It's about recognizing your unique strengths and trusting your abilities. When you believe you have value, you carry yourself differently, more assured, more calm, more in control. Confidence also comes from preparation and competence. When you know what you're doing, it's easier to stand firm. Imagine walking into a meeting knowing you've done your homework, prepared your points, and ready to contribute. That kind of readiness breeds confidence because you're not worried about being caught off guard. You're standing on solid ground. When you're confident in your skills and knowledge, people naturally listen and respect your voice. That's why continuous learning and self-improvement are critical. The more you grow, the more your confidence flourishes. Body language plays a huge role in confidence. Your posture, eye contact, handshake, and even the tone of your voice send powerful signals to the people around you. Slouching, avoiding eye contact, or speaking softly can make you appear unsure, even if you feel confident inside. On the flip side, standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking clearly tell others that you believe in yourself. These nonverbal cues often speak louder than words, so mastering your body language can help you command respect without saying a single thing. Confidence also means setting limits on how much you allow others to affect your emotions. When someone tries to disrespect you, the confident person doesn't immediately react with anger or hurt. Instead, they maintain their composure and respond thoughtfully, or sometimes not at all. This calmness under pressure shows strength and control. People respect those who don't let others rattle them easily. It's a form of power to stay centered when chaos tries to knock you down. Another important part of confidence is knowing your boundaries and standing firm on them. When you're confident, you're not afraid to say no or walk away from situations and people that don't serve you. You protect your peace and your dignity. This self-assurance makes others think twice before trying to disrespect you because they know you won't tolerate it. Confidence means you value yourself enough not to accept less than you deserve, and others can sense that immediately. Sometimes, confidence is mistaken for being loud or aggressive, but true confidence is quiet and steady. It's not about overpowering others or demanding attention. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and letting your actions and presence speak for themselves. Confident people don't need to belittle others to feel big. They lift themselves up through their own strengths. That kind of confidence draws respect because it's genuine and inspiring. One way to build confidence is to take small steps outside your comfort zone regularly. Each time you push past fear or self-doubt, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, trying a new skill, or simply asserting your opinion in a conversation, these little victories add up. Over time, you'll notice that you're less afraid of what others think and more focused on your own growth. That shift is powerful because it reduces the chance of being disrespected. Confidence makes you unshakable. Remember, confidence is a choice you make every day. You can't control everything that happens around you, but you can control how you carry yourself. When you decide to walk through life with your head high, your voice strong, and your heart steady, you change the game. People notice that energy and respect follows. So build your confidence by believing in yourself, preparing well, standing tall, protecting your peace, and taking bold steps forward. Do that, and you'll find no one will ever disrespect you again. Respect is a powerful thing, and it's not something you simply demand from others. It's something you earn through your actions, your attitude, and the way you treat yourself and those around you. One of the biggest reasons people get disrespected is because they allow it to happen. They give others permission to step over them by tolerating bad behavior, ignoring their own worth, or failing to set clear boundaries. If you want to make sure no one ever disrespects you again, you have to understand how respect works and how to make others see your value clearly. First, respect starts with how you treat yourself. When you honor your own worth, you send a message to the world that you expect the same treatment. Think about it. If you don't respect yourself, how can you expect anyone else to? People pick up on your energy. If you carry yourself like you're unsure, insecure, or don't value yourself, others will feel free to treat you that way. On the other hand, if you walk with pride, confidence, and self-love, that's the energy that radiates outward. It creates a natural barrier that discourages disrespect. Self-respect is the foundation for all other respect. Now, respect also comes from how you treat others. It's not just about demanding respect, but giving it in return. When you're fair, honest, and kind, you build relationships where respect flows both ways. People naturally want to treat well those who treat them well. If you respond to disrespect with more disrespect or get into petty arguments, you actually lower the level of respect people have for you. Instead, when someone crosses the line, a calm but firm response shows strength. It says, "I'm not going to engage in nonsense, but I'm serious about how I expect to be treated." This balanced approach keeps respect intact because it shows you value yourself and the relationship. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to earn respect by being aggressive, loud, or forceful. That's not real respect. It's fear or intimidation. True respect comes from integrity and consistency. It's about how you behave when no one is watching, how you handle challenges, and how you maintain your standards even when it's hard. When you live by your values and don't compromise your principles, people notice. They may not always say it out loud, but they respect you because they see you as someone who stands firm and is trustworthy. This kind of respect is deep and lasting. Respect also involves clear boundaries. If you don't set limits, people will keep pushing. Boundaries are like fences around your life. They protect your mental and emotional space. When you communicate what you will and will not tolerate, you take control. You stop giving others the power to disrespect you because they know the consequences. For example, if someone speaks to you rudely, you can say, "I'm not okay with that tone. Let's talk when we can be respectful." You don't have to explain, beg, or apologize for demanding basic respect. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect that forces others to take you seriously. Another important piece is consistency. People respect those who are consistent because it shows reliability. If you act one way today and a totally different way tomorrow, it confuses people. They don't know what to expect, and that uncertainty can lead to disrespect. When you consistently uphold your standards, keep your word, and treat others with respect, you build a reputation that precedes you. People learn that disrespecting you is pointless because you won't stand for it, and they will face consequences, whether it's losing your trust, your time, or your company. Respect also grows from confidence, but not just the kind that's loud or showy. It's the quiet, steady confidence that comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable in your own skin. When you're confident, you don't need to prove yourself by reacting angrily or trying to fight every battle. Instead, you hold your ground calmly and let your presence speak for itself. That quiet power is magnetic and demands respect because it shows emotional intelligence and maturity. People respect those who can control their emotions and remain composed under pressure. Lastly, never underestimate the power of forgiveness and respect. Holding grudges or seeking revenge often drags you down and keeps you stuck in negativity. Forgiving someone who disrespected you doesn't mean you accept the behavior. It means you're choosing peace for yourself. When you forgive and move on, you show emotional strength and self-control. This doesn't just free you, it also changes how others see you. People respect those who rise above bitterness and maintain dignity, even in difficult situations. In the end, respect is a reflection of how you value yourself and how you interact with the world. When you act with integrity, set clear boundaries, stay consistent, treat others well, and carry yourself with quiet confidence, respect follows naturally. No one will disrespect you when you live in a way that shows you deserve better. It's not about forcing respect. It's about being the kind of person who commands it without saying a word. When you do that, disrespect simply doesn't stand a chance. When it comes to stopping disrespect, one of the most powerful tools you have is learning to respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct might be to lash out, yell back, or defend yourself immediately. But here's the truth. Reacting with anger or frustration usually makes the situation worse. It gives the other person power over your emotions and often escalates conflict instead of resolving it. Learning to stay calm and collected sends a very different message. It shows that you are in control, that you won't let anyone shake you, and that disrespect won't rattle your peace. Remaining calm isn't about being passive or pretending the disrespect didn't happen. It's about managing your emotions so you can respond wisely, not react blindly. When you stay calm, you give yourself the chance to assess the situation clearly. You can think about what the disrespect means, why the person is behaving that way, and what the best way to handle it is. This mental clarity puts you in the driver's seat instead of letting the other person steer your emotions. People notice when someone stays calm in the heat of the moment. It commands respect because it shows strength and emotional maturity. Another benefit of staying calm is that it prevents you from saying or doing things you might regret later. When emotions run high, it's easy to say hurtful words or make decisions that escalate conflict. But when you pause, breathe, and keep your composure, you protect yourself from burning bridges or damaging your reputation. People respect those who can handle tough situations with grace because it shows they're reliable and steady, not someone who explodes under pressure. In addition, a calm response can actually disarm disrespectful behavior. Imagine someone tries to provoke you with rude comments or insults. If you immediately react angrily, it fuels their fire. They see they've gotten a reaction and they might keep pushing. But if you respond with calmness or even silence, it takes away their power. They realize you're not going to give them the satisfaction of an emotional response. That can stop them in their tracks and sometimes even make them rethink how they're treating you. This kind of emotional control is a form of power that many people don't learn, but it's one of the best ways to protect your dignity. Calmness also helps you maintain your focus on what really matters. When you get caught up in arguments or fights, you waste energy on negativity and lose sight of your goals. By staying calm, you keep your mind clear and your priorities in place. You're better able to focus on solutions rather than problems. This positive solution focused mindset attracts respect because it shows you're a person who rises above drama and stays committed to your path. It's important to understand that staying calm doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. You're not pretending to be okay when you're hurt or disrespected. Instead, it means acknowledging your feelings internally while choosing not to let them control your outward behavior. This emotional intelligence allows you to process your emotions privately and deal with them in a healthy way, whether that's talking to a trusted friend later, writing down your thoughts, or finding a peaceful way to release your frustration. The key is to avoid reacting in the moment in a way that could escalate disrespect or damage your relationships. Practicing calmness in the face of disrespect takes time and patience. It's a skill, and like any skill, it gets easier with practice. One way to develop this skill is through mindfulness or breathing techniques. When you feel your emotions rising, pause and take a deep breath before you respond. This simple action can help reset your nervous system and bring you back to a place of calm. Over time, you'll find that you naturally start responding more thoughtfully and less reactively. Another helpful approach is to remind yourself of your worth and your goals before responding. Ask yourself, does reacting angrily help me? Does it move me closer to the respect I want? Usually, the answer is no. This moment of reflection can stop you from acting on impulse and guide you to a response that maintains your dignity. Finally, staying calm in the face of disrespect sets an example for others. It encourages a culture of respect rather than conflict. When you respond calmly, you raise the standard for how people treat each other. It shows that respect isn't just demanded. It's earned through behavior and attitude. People learn from your example and are more likely to treat you and others with kindness and consideration. In the end, mastering calmness is one of the most effective ways to make sure no one ever disrespects you again. It's a silent but powerful message that you're in control of your emotions and your life. When you respond with calmness instead of anger, you protect your peace, command respect, and keep your power. This doesn't just change how others see you. It changes how you see yourself, and that's the real key to lasting respect. One of the most effective ways to ensure that no one disrespects you again is to learn how to walk away when necessary. Walking away might sound simple, but it's a powerful action that many people struggle with because they confuse it with giving up or showing weakness. The truth is, walking away is one of the strongest statements you can make about your self-worth and your refusal to tolerate disrespect. It sends a clear message. You will not be dragged into negativity, and you won't waste your energy on people who don't value you. When you choose to walk away from a disrespectful situation, you take back control. Instead of staying trapped in a toxic interaction, you remove yourself and preserve your peace of mind. This is important because every moment you spend in an environment filled with disrespect chips away at your confidence, your happiness, and your mental well-being. Walking away protects you from those negative effects. It's like choosing to step out of a storm instead of standing in it and getting soaked. You don't have to prove anything to anyone by staying in a disrespectful fight or argument. Sometimes the bravest and smartest move is to simply leave. Walking away also shows others that you value yourself enough to not accept poor treatment. When someone disrespects you and you walk away calmly, it says loud and clear that their behavior is unacceptable and that you won't be their punching bag. It sets a boundary without the need for a heated confrontation. People who disrespect others often feed off reactions. They want to get under your skin and make you lose control. When you refuse to give them that satisfaction and instead choose to walk away, you take away their power over you. That kind of behavior commands respect because it demonstrates strength, self-control, and dignity. Another important aspect of walking away is that it gives you space to cool down and reflect. When emotions run high, we often say and do things we regret later. By removing yourself from the situation, you give yourself time to think clearly and decide what the best next step is. It helps prevent unnecessary drama and keeps your reputation intact. You can come back to the conversation later if it's even worth coming back to with a calm mind and a strategic approach. Or sometimes walking away means not coming back at all, which is perfectly okay if the disrespect is ongoing or severe. Walking away doesn't mean you have to cut people off forever either. It's about protecting your energy in the moment and choosing when and how to engage with others. Sometimes a temporary distance is enough to reset the relationship and allow respect to grow. Other times, it reveals who truly values you and who doesn't, making it easier to decide who deserves to stay in your life. By walking away, you're not only protecting yourself, but also creating a circle of respect around you that weeds out negative influences. It's important to understand that walking away is not a sign of cowardice. On the contrary, it takes courage to step back and refuse to be part of disrespectful behavior. It's easy to get caught up in trying to prove yourself or defend your honor through argument or confrontation. But real strength lies in knowing when the fight is worth your time and when it's better to preserve your energy for more positive things. Walking away is a choice that puts your mental health and dignity first, and that's a powerful form of self-respect. In everyday life, practicing walking away can look different depending on the situation. It could mean ending a phone call when someone is being rude, leaving a conversation where you're being belittled, or even stepping back from a friendship or relationship that consistently disrespects you. No matter the scale, the principle remains the same. You are in charge of how you let others treat you, And you have the power to say, this stops here. The more you practice walking away from disrespect, the stronger your boundaries become, and the more respect you'll naturally attract. Walking away also protects your energy, which is one of your most valuable resources. Every time you engage in a disrespectful situation, you drain yourself emotionally and mentally. But when you choose to walk away, you conserve that energy for positive growth, happiness, and success. It allows you to focus on the people and things that uplift you rather than the ones that bring you down. This shift in focus changes your entire life because it moves you closer to the kind of respect and peace you deserve. In summary, walking away is not about losing or quitting. It's about winning in a different way. It's about showing the world that you respect yourself too much to tolerate disrespect. It's about protecting your peace and choosing your battles wisely. When you master the art of walking away, you become untouchable by disrespect. No one can cross your boundaries if you refuse to be there for it. This simple yet powerful action will change how people treat you forever. When you walk away with confidence and dignity, you don't just avoid disrespect. You prevent it from happening in the first place. One of the most important lessons to understand if you want to stop being disrespected is to always stand firm in your own self-respect and values. When you know your worth and hold yourself to high standards, it becomes impossible for others to easily push you around or treat you poorly. This isn't about arrogance or thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about having a clear sense of who you are, what you believe in, and what you will and won't accept. When you operate from that place of strong self-respect, your presence alone commands respect. Many people allow disrespect because they don't set clear boundaries or don't believe they deserve better treatment. But when you truly respect yourself, you stop tolerating disrespectful behavior. You recognize it quickly and you respond in ways that protect your dignity. This self-respect shows in how you speak, how you carry yourself, and how you allow others to interact with you. When you're confident in your worth, others pick up on that energy. They understand that disrespecting you isn't an option because you won't accept it and you'll stand your ground firmly yet respectfully. Self-respect is deeply connected to your values, those guiding principles that tell you what is right and wrong for you personally. When you have strong values, you're less likely to compromise them just to please others or avoid conflict. This integrity builds a strong foundation for how others treat you. People respect those who know what they stand for and who don't waver just to fit in or avoid tension. When you're clear on your values, it's easier to say no to disrespectful behavior and yes to treating yourself with kindness and fairness. Another part of standing firm in self-respect is being honest with yourself about your worth. Sometimes disrespect happens because we allow it internally. We doubt our value or feel we don't deserve better treatment. But as soon as you embrace the truth that you deserve respect and kindness, everything changes. This inner belief radiates outward and influences how people treat you. Confidence is magnetic, and people are drawn to those who carry themselves with quiet certainty and pride in who they are. Standing firm in your self-respect also means being consistent in how you respond to disrespect. You don't pick and choose when to enforce your boundaries or when to accept bad behavior. Consistency teaches people that you are serious about how you want to be treated. It prevents confusion and sends a clear message. Disrespect will not be tolerated at any time. When others see that you're unwavering in your standards, they are less likely to test you or try to cross your boundaries. This consistency is one of the strongest deterrents against disrespect. It's important to note that standing firm in self-respect doesn't mean you have to be aggressive or confrontational. You can hold your ground calmly and respectfully which actually earns more respect. People respond better to strength that is steady and controlled rather than explosive or defensive. When you show you are grounded in yourself, it diffuses tension and often encourages others to reconsider their behavior without a fight. Building this kind of self-respect takes time and intentional effort. It involves learning to forgive yourself for past mistakes, accepting who you are with all your flaws and strengths, and choosing to treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a close friend. When you develop this foundation of self-love, standing firm becomes natural. You won't be easily shaken by disrespect because you know deep down that your worth isn't defined by anyone else's opinions or actions. Moreover, standing firm in your self-respect helps you attract healthier relationships and environments. When you value yourself highly, you're more likely to surround yourself with people who treat you well and reflect your standards. This creates a positive cycle where respect is the norm, not the exception. You become a beacon of respect that others want to emulate and be around. In practical terms, standing firm means setting clear boundaries and communicating them calmly but firmly. It means walking away when those boundaries are crossed. It means refusing to engage in disrespectful conversations or environments. It also means investing in your personal growth so your confidence and self-esteem keep growing stronger over time. In the end, standing firm in your self-respect is the ultimate way to stop anyone from disrespecting you again. It's a silent power that speaks louder than words or arguments. When you stand strong in who you are and what you deserve, people cannot help but respect you. This firm foundation of self-respect not only protects you but also lifts you up, helping you live with confidence, peace, and dignity every single day.